Hello guys, welcome back to the Do It Right Tech channel where I take you through everything tech. And in today's video, we are looking at some good luck features that honestly, most people completely ignore. Not because they are bad, but because people don't realize how useful they actually are until they try them. Some of these features seem tiny, but once you start using them, your phone suddenly feels more personal, more stylish, more productive, and honestly, way more fun to use. And the crazy part is some of these new One UI stylish features some people are hyping right now have actually been sitting inside the good luck for a long time already. So in today's video, we are looking at those hidden gems. But without wasting much time, let's dive right into the video. But don't forget to hit the like, smash the subscribe button to come back for more, and hit the bell notification icon so you don't miss out on any video that I post. On that note, let's go. So imagine this, your icons look like transparent glass. Your pet shifts color and shape on your always on display. Your keyboard suggests custom stickers you created yourself, or restoring an entire home screen setup after changing your phone. These are the kind of good luck features people overlook until they see them in action. And honestly, some of these feel way ahead of their time. Now recently, everyone seems to be obsessed with glass UI, transparent icons, frosted glass design, especially with the new One UI updates coming up. But the funny thing is, Samsung users have quietly had this capability inside the good luck for a very long time already. So if you're somebody who wants your phone looking more premium, more modern, and more customized, this one is for you. Now what you're going to do is basically come into the good luck application. Again, good luck application, you can check the top right corner here. I have a playlist of almost all the good luck models described in detail to keep you abreast. So we're just going to go into the good luck application and we're going to find several models here. Over here, we're going to be picking the theme pack model. Once inside the theme pack model, we're going to go here into icons. In icons, we're going to create a new icon. The first thing you're greeted with is the ability to change the shape of your icons. In this example, we're going to pick this one so that almost all the icons look like that. Those that already were square-ish are going to keep their shape inside and then have a border around it. Now this is still helpful, as the next thing we're going to do is then tap on effects, and as you can see here we have glass. This glass feature has been here for quite a long time. You're going to tap on glass and you're greeted with this. If we look here, we can see that it's almost transparent at the moment. In a snap, we're going to switch the background so we can better appreciate the glass feature. So there we have it. Now having this glass feature, we can proceed to play around with the edges. So on the edges, we can move it around to play around with how much of the edges are showing. So you can see the longer we go, the more of the edges have the shimmer of glass to them. So if we bring it all the way here like we've done here, we can see more of a glass look to it. Then we can come here into light, and then when we come into light, we can move this to increase the intensity of the light we see in the glass. Then we play around with the angle using this feature. All right, we're going to bring this down a bit, play around with this a bit more, and we have it this way. There is also the ability to change the shade of glass color that you're using. Increase the saturation and increase the transparency so you can see it better. And if you want something like a purple look, we can keep a bit of the saturation there and reduce the transparency a bit, and we're going to get a purple hue. Now at this point, it doesn't look too clear, so you can still play around with the transparency, okay, so that it's a bit more see-through. So you want to be able to see through more here, so we're going to go back inside here, play around more with the transparency, and I think it's much better here. You can also come here to the glow. Currently the glow is on almost no saturation, more white, and I believe that's just fine. Or if you wanted a different color of glow, you can also play with that, come into a different one, and you can see there it's got some edges that look a different color, especially more in the pink lines. So once you're done with this, if this is okay for you, you can always tap on the save and then give it a name. We'll give it a name, glass 1, and then we can save it. And now we have it right there. So this is how it looks right now. And once we come in here and apply the glass effect, now this is how they look like. And if this is a type of glass effect that you like, you can play around with them and fix your glass effect the exact way that you want it. So this tiny tweak alone can completely change how your phone looks and feels. If you didn't know this, I'm glad I was able to show you. Moving on. Right now, this one right here feels emotional, because a lot of people are using their pets, their loved ones, and their favorite memories as wallpapers. But Wonderland allows you to take this much further. Now, I want you to look here at my screen. as there's going to be some kind of effect. You can see the silhouette of a cat in the background, but in always on display fashion. Now when I tap on it, we see how the transition is. So this is the transition I'm helping you to build in this part of the video. So this is what you're going to do. To do this, we're going to come back into the Good Luck application, and once you are in here, you're going to go into Wonderland, where we create moving wallpapers or effects for wallpapers. And this is where we're going to go to. Go to effects, and we're going to create that effect now. Now to do this, first and foremost, the most important thing is to get the image of whichever pet or individual that you want and create a monochrome version of them. Let me show you how. The image of your pet that you like or whichever individual, take it like this, and then you can come here to edit. Once you tap on edit, you can come here into filters, simpler method, come all the way here to shade and get a different shade of them. Then once you're done, you come up here, tap on the three dots, and then select to save a copy. Now you have the original copy and the black and white or monochrome version. With that done, now we're going to go back into here, and we're going to tap on the plus icon inside, and then with your always on already turned on your phone, you're going to come into image settings and then pick an image here from your gallery. So we're going to come inside here and pick the image here, which is the colored image. Then we're going to come here also into AOD and select the monochrome image. So we've got the same image. So in this case, the transition is going to be between this and that, the lock screen and the AOD, and not between the lock screen and the main screen. So with this set, we're going to hit on close and come to the effect style. Whereas there are several effects that can be used, in this example, we're going to be using either edge, which is going to give that feel. If we select the edge, when turned off, this is how it's going to look like. And then when turned on, that's how it's going to look like. So we get this effect of the negative look transitioning into the colored look. All right. Once you're done with this, we can come into settings here and then make it fast or slow. The thickness of the borders around it, I like it mid. How dark it is, I'm going to get it slightly darker, and then I'm going to keep every other thing the same. So we still have it looking like that. Once you're done with this, you can hit on save, and then we can change it to pet 1. All right, and then we save it. Once we're done saving this, we can tap on wallpaper, set as wallpaper, and then select it as lock screen. It's going to take a couple of seconds. And then we can leave here and go into our always on display. So now when our phone is resting, it's going to look like this. And when we double tap, we're going to get this transition. So that's the transition we get from always on into the main lock screen. Now for this feature to also work, it's important to come into settings and then go into lock screen and AOD, come into always on display and allow this to be turned on. That's show lock screen wallpaper. That's the only way this can take effect. So there you have it. With this AOD approach used, you are helping yourself to save battery while still getting an animated effect. And honestly, this monochrome to colored, I believe is a nice effect that you can benefit from. If you didn't know this, I'm glad I was able to show you. Moving on. Now, this is one of the sections that people completely skip. Now, this one just has to do with one of the models in here. When you go into the Good Luck app and come into Keys Cafe, this is where all of it is. Every time we come in here, most of us are resonating between this page, home here, and the keyboard face to do all our customizations. But here in extra orders are still things that are quite important. Now, for you to better understand this very feature here, I'm going to take you back into another part of, I'm going to take you into the Samsung keyboard application. Now, when you're inside your keyboard this way and tap on the wheel icon, come into settings. As explained in my previous video that you can find in the top right corner here, you can go here into suggest stickers and you can toggle this on. With this toggled on, whenever you type in your keyboard, when you type things like wow, you're going to get pop-ups like this that are tiny. But if you don't want them looking this tiny, this is what you've got to do. You can just come here back into the Keys Cafe and under extra orders and toggle this on. Once this has been toggled on, now when you type any word here, the suggestions come out as bigger looking stickers, and you can use this to your benefit. If it's something that you love, you can always toggle that feature on right here. While still inside here, and because we've already started talking about the keyboard, let's proceed to keep talking about the keyboard. Now, When inside any text space and you're typing, you go to delete and you hold down on the delete option. Suddenly, you're halfway through the text that you had. There's a feature still sitting in extra orders that actually slows down your deletion, allows you to delete exactly what you want to delete. Whereas coming inside settings here, scrolling down until we come into swipe, touch, and feedback, and then tapping on backspace speed and setting it to slow, that does not stop it as you just saw it. So sitting here inside the extra orders is the ability to turn off deletion speed. So once you come inside here now and you've got something to delete and you press the backspace, it's going to delete letter by letter, reducing how fast the deletion goes on and ensuring that you delete only what you want to delete and control how fast the deletion goes. If you didn't know this, I'm glad I was able to show you. Moving on. Let me be honest with you. Some people take life way too serious. Meanwhile, Samsung quietly adds actual keyboard games inside Keys Cafe. And honestly, they are surprisingly addictive. But they also do something important. That's improve your typing speed. Perfect for students, fast typers, content creators, and people always replying to messages. And to access this game inside there, you're going to come into the Good Luck application and then jump here into Keys Cafe. Once you're in Keys Cafe, you're going to proceed to go into the fun session that's located right underneath here. Tap on that and you're greeted with two separate games. Now they are interesting games for me because you can tap on the first game, which is a sentence practice. Tap on this and type your name in there, and then you can choose the language that you want. Is it Korean or is it English? We can select English and then hit on start. Immediately you get this that you're supposed to type. It's going to be taking note of your accuracy and your speed. So on go, you begin your typing. And it goes on until you finish and you get your recorded speed and accuracy. So there you have it. Once you've played it for a while, you can always come into record and see the record that you hold. All right, this is one of the games and we'll go to the next game. We can come down here, which is Word Rain. Now this is another fun game which puts you on your toes as compared to the one above. It's not just checking your speed in this as the example above, but rather this one, it puts a bit of strain on you to save your own character. So you tap on this and you come here, put your name in. All right, so here someone is sitting here, and as it falls, you're supposed to type to save them, or else it's going to drown them. And as you see, as it fell, rain came down and the water is floating here, and the speed increases as it goes on. And as you see, she's floating and it keeps continuing. More words are going to come. They're going to come faster, and then she passes away and you see the stage at which you passed away and the score you got, and you hit OK. So this is another way to have fun while still learning on your phone, seated in there, that you're probably not using. If you didn't know this, I'm glad I was able to show you. Moving on. Now the next one is genuinely underrated because most people use generic stickers. Meanwhile, Samsung allows you to create stickers from your own images and actually call them by name while typing, which is honestly insane. Imagine creating stickers of your friends and being able to actually call them out during typing and naming them angry, bro, laugh, dog, and whichever way that you want it. Then whenever you're typing those words, the exact sticker appears automatically. This might seem like a gimmicky feature, but until you start using it and get hooked on it, you wouldn't get me. Now this is what you want to do. First and foremost, you want to come into your gallery, pick the image of whichever friend that you have, which you want to use for this example. Let's come here and then pick, for example, this image. We're going to hold down on this using the Samsung AI feature, and we can pick this as the sticker that we want. We're not going to save it as sticker, but we're going to save it as a separate image. Now you're going to understand me later. Now once we are done with this is what we're going to do. We're going to go back into Good Luck application and go into Keys Cafe. Once we're back in here, we're going to go into Fun, and then on top here, make your own sticker. We're going to tap on it. Whereas you could just have made a sticker from before, this is a bit different as you want to actually give it a name that you can call out as shown in the previous typing example I showed you. So what you're going to do here is you're going to tap on the plus, and now you're going to pick on that image there and then hit on that. Then here you're able to pick the size of it that you want. In this example, I'm just going to pick the full thing, which is going to pick the image that way, and then I'm going to hit on done. So we have the image like that. All right, now I'm going to proceed to give it a name like gentle. Okay, once we've picked that, You can still go ahead and then edit this text next to it and put hashtag gentle if you like, and then it's going to have a hashtag gentle there. Now once we are done with this, you hit on the save over there, and then it becomes part of your stickers. Now this way it gets fun, because now when you go into your keyboard to type anywhere in, let's say, a chat, and you type the word gentle inside with sticker suggestions turned on inside your keyboard, immediately you're going to have that image pop up, and you can select the image and have it sent as a sticker. So there you have it. So with this feature, you're not just able to create the stickers like just holding down using the Samsung feature of creating stickers, but you're able to call them out easily without searching through your created stickers. If you didn't know this, I'm glad I was able to show you. Moving on. Now to the next feature. Now, if you've ever spent hours customizing your phone, the placement of your widgets, the complete layout, placement of icons, and even folders, you know how painful it feels when you lose everything after resetting or changing your phone. Thankfully, Samsung thought about this, and this is how to get it sorted out. Now, if you look currently at the setup I have, we've got a gallery, we've got a gap inside here, the notes and the files. So we're going to come here into the Good Lock application and then go through this to the home app. Once you're in the home app, you're going to be looking for backup and restore. You tap on backup and restore, and you've got, in my case, I've got several here. Now, as you saw in the beginning, this is what we've got. So back in backup and restore, we can pick a previous one, but before we do that, we're just going to save what we currently have. And to save the one you currently have, you're just going to hit on immediate, and immediately it's going to save it. Once you're done saving it, you can always restore it anytime you want it. So let's look at an example. I go to do a new setup, which is like this. As you can see in this example, we've got a folder here that has got different things inside. We've got that, we've got this, we've got a whole different setup. We do not have the gallery in that position, and this is a whole new thing. This is from a previous setup I had done. So to restore the old one we just saw before this, we can just be here and then pick the very first one, tap on it, and hit on OK to restore it. Now when we come here, we can see exactly what it is we had before. But wait, it doesn't end there, because we can come back inside here, and to be able to be getting backups held on every single time for you, you can select here one day. That means every single day you're going to get a new backup, or if you want to back it up every 1 week, you can select that to get the backups being done for you on a weekly basis. This way, in case you get hacked or you lose your setup by virtue of anything, you can always restore it. Now, hold on. Another feature you want to turn on, which is just honorable mention, is here, holding on the screen and going to settings. Then you scroll down and you can hit on this right here. That is lock home screen layout. You can lock the home screen layout so you prevent yourself from changing it accidentally. That way I hold down here and then I try to shrink it. That shrink option would not be available because it's locked. So nobody can just pick up your phone and then change the layout. All right. If you didn't know these features, I'm glad I was able to show you. Moving on. Now to the next feature. Have you ever felt this? You go into your quick settings panel here and then scroll down, and you've got quite a lot, but you have to keep scrolling and looking through all these ones to pick whatever you want. Yes, it's fine. That's the normal thing, except that you could actually cram more into the space, making it easier for you to browse through whichever one you're looking for. And if also you suffer from seeing tiny icons and stuff and you want them more spaced out so you can easily identify them, there's actually a setting inside the Good Lock application that allows this to be done, and it's one underrated one. Let me show you. So you're going to come into the Good Lock application and go into the QuickStar. Tap on this and go into advanced settings. Then here you turn on this very toggle, which allows you to change the button spacing. So we can bring it all the way here or closer to narrow, making the space very narrow. So we scroll down, and now when we check in here, we can find out that much more has been fitted into a space. So this way, we don't need to swipe down again to get to more of it. Or if you needed more space, come back inside and reduce it. So there you have it. And when you go back up there, you're going to find out that they are more spaced out. And as you scroll through, you get more of them down there. I believe this feature could also be helpful to somebody out there, a very underrated feature. If you didn't know this, I'm glad I was able to show you. Now, honestly, these are the kind of Good Lock features people overlook because they seem very small until they actually start using them. And then suddenly their phones feel more customized, more fun, more productivity, and even more personal. Now, like I earlier mentioned, because of the phone I'm using, I can't fully show you every One UI 8.5 addition yet. But in the next few days, we are going to be taking a deep dive into the newest One UI updates that have come and the supports on the Good Luck application and models too. Every single feature and every single tweak. In fact, everything. So definitely stay tuned for that. And let me know down in the comments which underrated Good Luck feature do you think more people should know about, or which one did I miss? Don't forget to hit the like, smash the subscribe button to come back for more, and hit the bell notification icon so you don't miss out on any video that I post. On that note, I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.